Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to That's Football for Chelsea versus Liverpool live Watchalong. I hope you're all doing very, very well. Looking forward to this tonight. Also, there are other Premier League goings on, but it's the first game for Chelsea since Graham Potter was sacked. And I'm sure Graham Potter's sat there with a nice cheque for his redundancy, or sacking as you would call it. But I look at that Liverpool side tonight and I think, wow, they're getting beat. And Graham Potter's probably sat there thinking, why would they not just give me one more game? Because beating Liverpool at Stamford Bridge would give me, a real boost with the fans. And I think that's what we're going to see tonight for the new manager. I can't see a scenario where Liverpool win this game. I'm sorry, I just don't. Which probably means they will do. I'm probably jinxing them, but the Liverpool team is dreadful. It's absolutely dreadful. We'll start off with the Chelsea side, though. This is how Chelsea are going to line up. Kepa in goal, Fofana, Koulibaly, Cucurella, James and Chilwell as the wing-backs, Fernandes and Kante, Havertz, Kovacic and João Felix. And to be honest, that looks a good team. It looks a good team, doesn't it? There's obviously a couple of areas that still change. They need an out-and-out striker. I don't rate the keeper much, and you could probably get a better centre-back in. But with Kante back next to Enzo, and then Havertz and Kovacic behind a striker, I think you're actually using Havertz in the position he's decent at. Look at the Liverpool side. Oh my God. Alisson in goal, Gomez at right-back, Konate, Matip and Tsimikas. Jones, Fabinho and Henderson, Jota, Firmino and Nunez. On the bench for them, Trent has been dropped to the bench, Robertson has been dropped to the bench, and Salah and Gakpo have been dropped to the bench as well. I don't know what Klopp's doing here, but for me, he's setting them up to fail. I think this is going to be a Chelsea win, and I think that's a very weak Liverpool side. Rag says that's a dreadful Liverpool lineup. If we have got some Liverpool fans in, let us know. But look, I'm not a Liverpool fan. I support Manchester United. Obviously, I would prefer Chelsea to win because it will kill off any slim hopes that Liverpool have got a top four. But they have got slim hopes of top four. It's a bizarre Liverpool team, says Bobby. That midfield for Liverpool is awful. Klopp resting with entire defence because Chelsea can't score to save their lives. What is he doing, says Ty. I find it baffling. I find it really baffling. You look at that league table as it stands there. Liverpool are currently on 42 points. They're 8 points off top four. They played the same amount of games as Newcastle and Manchester United, but they've got 2 games in hand on Tottenham, and they've got to play Tottenham. So reeling Tottenham in is well within Liverpool's capability. Now, Newcastle and Man United are a different problem, but why would you do that? I don't know. And also, if it's a reaction to how badly they played against Liverpool, I don't massively think it's on Gakpo and Salah. That they're the two that surprise me. Look, dropping Trent Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk is, I think, ill or something like that. But Salah and Gakpo, and I thought Gakpo was one of Liverpool's better players against Man City. That, for me, is why I'm surprised by it. But yeah, I agree with Gola says, respect for dropping Trent. I think I understand that. Do you think United can make top four this season? I feel it would be undeserving if we don't, says Lil. I do. I think Man United and Newcastle was what I predicted on this channel on Friday. But look, there's the Liverpool team. He's left Trent, Robertson, Salah and Gakpo out. Look, I can see Chelsea winning this game. Look, I know that the current guy, this Bruno guy, is not going to be a manager, but he might be a manager till the end of the season. Chelsea were not that far away under Potter. He's gone now. There's no point in, regretting it or, praising it. It's happened. But I watched Chelsea quite a lot under Potter, and they were infuriating. They're creating 20 chances a game, and they're not scoring goals. So you look at the game against Aston Villa, they created a lot of chances. All they've got to do is improve slightly on what they were doing under Potter, and they'll start banging in the goals. I wouldn't be surprised tonight if they won 2 or 3-0. I really wouldn't. Now, look, I very rarely start a stream on this channel going, that Liverpool team's terrible, they're going to get beat. I very rarely do that. And there is a risk to doing that, of course. And look, Liverpool are more than capable of winning this game. But I feel like they've almost turned up at Stamford Bridge waving the white flag. We'll have to wait and see. And if that does come to pass, we've called it before the show. Thoughts if Man United don't make top four, says it's Louis. I'm not really thinking about it at the moment, mate. There's a lot of football to be played. you're jinxing us, Marks, as Cadbury Gaming. No, I think that Chelsea side's a good side. You know, there's no doubt that there was issues under Potter, but how many? You know, we've played the game. We've all played the game. How many of us have watched football and seen players, you know, respond when a manager's been sacked? He's hardly got to play Kante. Kante is one of the most honest, hard-working footballers that's ever played in the Premier League. He ain't going to give anything less than 100%. You've got Enzo Fernandez next to him. You've got Havertz back in his natural position with Kovacic. That's one hell of a midfield. Kovacic, Kante, Enzo Fernandez, Havertz against Henderson and Fabinho, who've been crap all season, and Jones, who I don't particularly rate anyway. Games are won and lost in the midfield. I think Chelsea win the midfield battle. I think Reece James and Chilwell are very good for Chelsea going forward. It's whether they can put their chances in the back of the net. That's what Chelsea's problem is going to be. Can you put the ball in the back of the net? For Liverpool, I don't see where the goals are coming from for Liverpool. Nunez, Firmino, and Jota. It doesn't look. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think they've played together all season. Salah at least gives you goals. Gakpo gives you a goal threat. I just don't think Firmino, Jota, and Nunez are in there really to scare Chelsea. I think they're there for hard work. That looks to me like a Liverpool team that's going to try and get a clean sheet and a draw. It doesn't look like a Liverpool team that's going to try and win. In fact, when I think about it, I think that's a Liverpool team that's set up to keep it tight for an hour, and then you bring Salah and Gakpo on to try and nick you a win. I think that's what Liverpool's plan is here. I think Klopp is probably fed up of conceding goals and wants to try and keep a clean sheet. Would you rather get $1 million or flip a coin for $1 billion? Louis, can you stop wasting your super chats because they're not really catching, are they? What a beautiful vision that is, Chelsea. I was driving past that bridge last Wednesday night on the way to Clapham to do the live show. It's amazing how long it takes to move such a short distance in a car in London, but there it is, Stamford Bridge. Which, can I say, and I think most Chelsea fans would agree with me, Stamford Bridge looks like a really nice ground, but where it is, it's ridiculously compact. Oh, yes, Zuna, thank you. I'm probably going to get clipped here. I nearly did a video on it, but I knew we were doing this show tonight. Thank you for reminding me. Can we just do a poll on this, and then I'm going to let loose, because we've only got 8 minutes to the start of the game. I'm trying to think how I phrase this. Is the Mitrovic 8-game ban fair? Get your first poll of the night. Is the Mitrovic 8-game ban fair? We've got another super chat. Mark, what player at United would you first get rid of, and who would be your first signing? Warrior, very easy. Harry Maguire first, and my first signing would be a striker, and it would be Osman. So look, the FA have handed out an 8-match ban to Mitrovic for pushing the referee. I think this is an absolute joke. I think it sends the wrong message out, and I think it's ridiculously over the top. My daughter plays football. My nephew plays football. Seb plays football. You know, I sometimes play football. Pushing a referee is wrong. He was sent off for it. My daughter spoke about it when she saw the clip on the day. She's never spoke about it since. The message goes out the day he gets sent off. You don't touch a referee because you'll get sent off. So the message about respecting referees and touching a referee has already been learnt by everybody. The 8-match ban, for me, is absolutely ridiculous. 8 matches. He didn't judo throw him to the floor. He was aggressive, he was frustrated, and he gave him a little push. An 8-match ban is stupid. Absolutely stupid. We're all for respecting the referees, but these referees have it a lot easier than referees on a Sunday morning. You know, you've got VAR, you've got loads of cameras. He shouldn't have done it. I think a 4-match ban is more than enough. The biggest issue the FA have got is that we don't want people touching our referees. You've got the message out there. The 8-match ban is way over the top. He's not killed anybody. He's not injured anybody. He's gone too far. We see players shoving and pushing each other all the time. All the time. So a player pushing an official, you can see why it could happen. It never should happen. You've been sent off. You've got a 4-match ban. But players are grabbing each other's shirts and pushing each other all the time. It's not a non-contact sport. Mitrovic has crossed the line. 4-match ban. Don't do it again. Never push a referee. 8-match ban. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I'm not a fan of Fulham. I just think if that had happened to a Man United player, I'd be fuming. And I think anybody feels the same. I think it's over the top. There's a completely separate argument here. If referees want respect, then maybe they should earn some respect. But you should never put your hands on a referee. A 3-match ban would have been spot on. I think it's ridiculous. And it's just another sign of the draconian, archaic organisation that is those who run the referees in this country. They're never accountable for their mistakes, but if you go anywhere near them, they'll throw the book at you. So I'm completely against it. I think it's completely wrong, and I think they've completely misread the room. And you've misread the room when nobody agrees with what you've done. The only people who think that ban is good is them. Nobody's talking about it being good. I think it's way over the top. Way over the top. Look, somebody just said he didn't punch him. Look, that would be disgusting. I can't remember what Di Canio got for pushing over that referee when he was at Sheffield Wednesday all those years ago. I can't remember how many he got, but that was a proper push. But even that was comical. The referee's balance was terrible, and it was just petulantly pushing him. I just think it's. I think he got a 12 or a 10 match ban. Rich says you're wrong. Look. 33% think an 8 game ban is fair. I don't. It's all about opinion. Players are coming out onto the pitch. Let's get ready to go. Let's hope we don't get anything like that. But look, I don't need to tell you this. You all know this. You don't touch a referee. But I think it's way over the top. Way over the top. In a game where people get angry and they start pushing each other, you're going to start giving people an 8-game ban because he pushed the ref. I think it's just stupidly over the top. And yet again, they've misread the room like they do all the time. I mean, they've completely misread the room tonight, by the way, because guess who the referee is? Anthony Bloody Taylor. Anthony Taylor is the referee. I just think this is ridiculous. Chelsea have asked so many times not to have him. So what we're probably going to get tonight is, maybe that's why Klopp's picked a weakened team. Anthony Taylor knows that Chelsea don't want him to referee their games. So in his head, I wouldn't be surprised if he gave Chelsea some decisions tonight. It's ridiculous, isn't it? D, thank you very much for your super chat. Apparently Forest have scored. We will keep you up to date with other games. They're playing against Leeds. It's a massive game tonight for Leeds. And also for, well, we've got Bournemouth against Brighton, 11 minutes gone, 0-0. Got Leeds against Forest, 0-0. And Leicester play Aston Villa, which is a massive game as well. Both clubs who've had their managers sacked play tonight. Obviously, there are some games tomorrow. Let me just get ready to rumble here. And I can tell you for free that it is 1-0 to Nottingham Forest at Elland Road. If they get a result there, that is absolutely huge, by the way. The goal has been scored by Dennis, and they lead 1-0 there right now. Right, let's get ready to rumble with this game anyway. Have I got my timer ready? I have. We're ready to go. How are we all doing? Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. Get involved with That's Football. You're all very, very welcome. I don't know what we're doing watch-along-wise the rest of the week. I'm doing United-Brentford tomorrow night on United Stand, and then I know it's United-Everton on Saturday lunchtime. Can Villa get Europe, says the HPN. If they keep winning, they've got a great chance because we've just mentioned Fulham, and I think without Mitrovic, Fulham could start dropping points. Fantastic job on presenting the football fill-in on Monday, says Andrew Fletcher. Yeah, that was sort of thrust upon me with the illness of Ben Foster, but look, I'm happy to jump in and help out, you know. A few people mentioning the bench for both teams. Well, Salah's on the bench, Gakpo's on the bench. I've mentioned Trent and Robertson are on the bench. For Chelsea, Badiashile, Pulisic, Loftus-Cheek, Mudryk, Mendy, Sterling, Mount, Gallagher and Madueke. It's a very strong bench for Chelsea, which is not surprising when you consider they bought most of Europe. Milner, Salah, Gakpo, Robertson, Carvalho, Arthur, Phillips, Kelleher and Trent Alexander-Arnold for Liverpool. I mean, look, ultimately, if you looked at it, Chelsea have got the better first 11 and they've got the better bench. That's probably been one of Liverpool's problems this season. Score prediction-wise, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to say Chelsea are going to win 2 or 3-0. I just can't see this Liverpool team getting anything today. I really can't. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a red card for Liverpool. I just, you know, I've not got a downer on Liverpool. I just think that the team that Klopp selected is odd. And, you know, Liverpool's odd season could become even odder. I don't know why you wouldn't go strong in a game like this. I don't know who Liverpool are playing at the weekends. If someone can let us know, we'll have a look in a minute. But look, I don't think you can ever sack Jurgen Klopp. I don't think any Liverpool fan I've ever spoken to would sack Jurgen Klopp. But will Jurgen Klopp decide he wants to walk in the summer, I don't know. I spoke to somebody a few weeks ago who said to me, look, you can never guarantee that Jurgen Klopp's not going to walk away in the summer. You can't. You know, he might just think, I've taken this club as far as I can. I've won a Champions League. I've won the Premier League. They're never going to have the finances to compete with Man City. I'm banging my head up against the brick wall. I need to build a new team. It's time to go. So, you know. Oh, Liverpool have got Arsenal on Sunday. We're doing a watch-along for that, aren't we? So, I mean, is he really resting players for that? It's a hard 3 games. X-Rare Story says, Mark, I really hope Man United don't bottle top 4. Thank you very much, mate. So we're up and running here anyway. And Chelsea certainly got a point to prove tonight. Great to see Kante back playing football, and he's given a foul up there. Samiskas, not sure it was a foul, but Anthony Taylor obviously trying to get the fans on side. As I said, Anthony Taylor, crap referee. I wouldn't be surprised, because he knows Chelsea fans don't like him, if he just gave Chelsea loads and loads of decisions tonight. You know how that works. Last goal for Kante was against Liverpool in 2019. So early chance for Chelsea to whip a cross into the box. Get your score predictions in, let us know. I'm just going to close the poll. 65% of you think that the Mitrovic 8-game ban was fair. Sorry, not fair. 35% think it was. 8-match ban. Cross comes in, punched away by Alisson. And, well, what can Liverpool do in this game? Have they got a threat? Can they cause any problems? In the other games, it is 1-0 to Nottingham Forest after 17 minutes. 3 other games kicked off at 7:45. This is an 8 o'clock kickoff. Bournemouth, Brighton, Leeds, Forest and Leicester, Aston Villa. Very much about the relegation battles today. Although Villa and Brighton might well have aspirations about top 4. Well, not top 4, but Europe. Mark, have you seen they're remaking Heat? Says Marcus. No, you can't remake Heat. It only happened in bloody 1998. Or 4. Or 6. I've read the sequel, it's very good. Anyway, Chelsea here. Messing around at the back. Firmino's got it down the right-hand side. Maybe I've written Liverpool off too soon. Here's Henderson. Gomez with the cross. Not a bad one. Jota lays it off. Here's Jones. Into Nunez. Wow. One thing about Chelsea is they're massively unpredictable. That's a bad ball by Samiskas. Havertz does well. Here's João Felix. Needs some support. He's on his own. He's still on his own. He's still on his own. He's still on his own. Oh, it would have been a great goal by Havertz. Havertz is shit. It would have been a great goal by João Felix there. Ran it from his own half. Got past the defender. And then it got stuck under his feet. Terrible pass by Samiskas. Havertz does well. Off goes João Felix. He's up against Matip. His pace takes him away from both. Bit of skill. Gets in. And to be fair, Matip recovered really well. João Felix needed to go with his left foot there. Would you have started Mudryk today, says Luca? I mean, I think Mudryk will come good, but then again, I thought Pepe at Arsenal would come good. I think Sancho at United will come good. I think Anthony at United will come good. We're not always right. The problem Mudryk's got is who bought him. I don't think it was Potter. I think that's a prime example of buying players that the club think the club need. But that's typical Chelsea. You know, Felix there should be getting a shot off. Here's Darwin Nunez. Here's another player I think will come good. I'm Ronnie Pickering. Samiskas is rubbish, says Jarry. Who do I think Chelsea should appoint, says Valentine? Well, let's do a poll on that. I'm all for the polls tonight. Let's go. Next Chelsea manager. So let's go Poch. Here we go. They're in. Hold on. Havertz. Cross is terrible. Goal! Kovacic! Kovacic! Great block. Again, I mean, Chelsea already have had two big... Well, that's a big chance for Kovacic. Chelsea already in the first 5 minutes, two big opportunities. Typically, don't take them. Now it's Darwin Nunez, and he goes over. Who else would you say is a candidate for the Chelsea job? Yeah, I'd say those three are the big ones for me. I will add Jose in just for effect. So you've got 4 offers here. Get your votes in. Next Chelsea manager. You've got Enrique, Nagelsmann, Poch and Jose. João Felix has just gone over here. Let's have a look at this from Matip. I'll tell you what. Tell me why Matip isn't yet a red. I'm going to tweet that. I mean, look, it's gone. We're never going to get Casemiro back. But Matip goes to try and win the ball, misses it, and stamps down on João Felix's foot. If Casemiro's is a red, which it wasn't, then Matip has to get a red there. And it's the contradiction and inconsistency that pisses you off. And Chelsea, it happens to them all the time. The day before Casemiro's, João Felix got chopped down by Pereira. There was another 2 tackles where no one got a red. It's just the inconsistency. Look, that's not a red card for Matip, probably, and it wasn't for Casemiro. Casemiro gets a red for winning the ball and catching the player. Matip gets sod all for not getting the ball and stamping on the player. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Somebody just said, how is it a red when he slipped? Mate, you need to go to school. What are you bloody talking about? That's got absolutely nothing to do with anything. He tried to win the ball, he missed it. Whether he slips or not, it's still a red. It's still a foul, sorry. Anyway, I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm just saying the contradiction in refereeing is just ridiculous. Every game, it's inconsistent. I don't think it was a red, by the way. I'm just saying Casemiro got a red for less than that. Mark, question. What are your thoughts on Fabinho now? I don't see anyone praising him or critiquing him, Sisharas. I spoke about him at the weekend. It's 1-1 between Leeds and Forest, by the way. Harrison has equalised there. A very quick response by Leeds and a very much needed response. They need to be winning tonight at home to Forest. I think that Jordan Henderson and Fabinho have fell off. I think they fell off. Really like Fabinho. How old is he? How old is Fabinho? It's got to be 31, I would think. He might not be that old, you know. 29. There's no excuse. But Jordan Henderson and Fabinho this season, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. They've been poor. But is that not reflective of the whole Liverpool team? I'm not here to talk about conspiracy theories, but that Liverpool team's energy last season compared to this season, I'd love to know what the percentage in drop-off is because it's huge. I just don't think Liverpool can do it season on season. I think they can have one good season where they put that much effort in and then they have to have a season off. And I think this season's it. I didn't see the Lucas Moura sending off yesterday. I might have a quick look at it in a minute. Well, Kante's just caught somebody late as well. See, Anthony Taylor is now in danger of letting a lot go because he's messed up. It's quite a good game though, quite open. Who's the current manager of Chelsea, says Matthew? Bruno, but not Bruno Fernandes. I don't know what his background is. Is he somebody Chelsea brought in or was he already at the club? I think Reece James is so important for Chelsea as well. Anthony Taylor not giving a foul on for João Felix there. Villa are 1-0 up at Leicester. Well, you can't blame it on Brendan Rodgers. And guess who scored? Did Robert McCormack? Did you put it on Ollie Watkins? Because he scored again. 1-0 to Villa at Leicester. So apparently this Bruno was a Brighton assistant. Was he already at Chelsea though? Liverpool got a good opportunity here. Cross needed to come in a lot quicker than that. Kepa gets hold of it. Is Gary Neville on the commentary? Someone says he's bigging up the ref. Unlucky. I think a lot of Gary's stances at the moment are very off. I mean, his opinion on Arsenal were just based on disliking Arsenal, really. I don't know what he was talking about when he thought that Arsenal were going to fall off and finish below United. I mean, they've been brilliant all season. Havertz is actually really bad. I feel for Potter when he had a clown like that up front, says Nathan Allen. Look, Havertz will still score a goal every now and again, but he has been massively disappointing, and I think he's a player that Chelsea need to cash in on in the summer. There's a nice ball into Chilwell. Oh, it's a shame he didn't cross it first time. Great save, though. He got a good cross in. Guess who missed? Havertz. 3 big chances for Chelsea already. Still 0-0. It's been the problem with Chelsea all season. Great save by Alisson, though. Callum says, Bruno was a Brighton legend, a Spanish right-back. I remember his FIFA card. Kovacic could have scored as well. Yeah, Victoria. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, you're all very welcome. We're on the road to 1 million. And when we hit 1 million subscribers, we're going to do a live That's Football show. I've been on tour in the international break with United stand in Dublin and London and Manchester. And when we hit 1 million subscribers, I think we're going to do a live That's Football show, which I'm very excited about. We've got a goal coming in. I think it's Brighton, and it's your man, it's my man, it's the guy I'd love to see joining Manchester United. It is Ferguson, who has scored, I'm hearing, for Brighton. He's playing up front for them, and it's Evan Ferguson who scores for Brighton. Get in, lads. And he's done it. We live in cities they'll never see on screens. They don't know how to run through. I misreported on the Brighton game. I just watched the highlights. I thought it was a brilliant 3-3, and then I got a Brighton fan who said, do you realise how many shots we had? It was another game that we drew that we should have won. I think Brighton could have had another 6 points easily in the last month or so. They've drawn so many games they could have won. Oh, I love Evan Ferguson, sorry, Dara. Fantastic player. Fantastic player. Villa are 2-0 up, apparently. I don't know whether that's been confirmed yet. I'm just waiting to see. I can confirm it to you as soon as I have it on my screen. I've still got it at 1-0, so hold back on that. You never know, though. You never know. Chelsea should be 1-0 up here. They've had really good chances, but still 0-0. Nathan's given us a super chat. Remember, you can do that through the $sign. We'll read those out. I'm sorry it was never down to Potter. You can see here the amount of chances he created. If you don't put them away, you're going to lose. And you see it again here, says Nathan. Yeah, it's not 2-0 up between Villa. Anthony Taylor's an awful ref, says Half. Yeah, he is. I've spoken about the 8-match ban for Mitrovic, Kyle. I think it's a bloody disgrace. You can't push a referee. The message went out when he got sent off. 3-match ban, move on. Here's Kante. Oh, Kante, well done, Jones. But Havertz will get... Havertz should have played that forward. If he'd have played it to João Felix, he could have played Kante in one-on-one. Why does Havertz not see the right pass? So infuriating. He never sees it. Thoughts on Danny Welbeck's career? I think he's done well, especially after what he's been through, to still be important for a solid Brighton side. Yeah, I'm very happy for Danny Welbeck, Asif. Mark, would you sell Sancho and sign Mitoma this summer? Says Louis. Well, I don't think that's going to happen. And I don't think Ferguson's going anywhere in the summer either, Stuart Ballantyne. I agree with you. And I don't think Sancho's going anywhere in the summer. Yeah, let's have a quick look at the stats just to show you that Chelsea haven't changed at all. They were doing this under Potter and they're doing it again today. They've had 2 shots on target. Liverpool have had none and it's still 0-0. They just can't score goals. They can't score goals. This is the only game that's not got a goal in it at the moment. I was at the Amax with mates last Saturday. Brentford did 3 handballs in the box and only 1 penalty. Michael Oliver at fault, says Gazzy. Thanks for the super chat, pal. Go on, go wide. Nice ball into Chilwell. I mean, Chelsea's build-up play, again, very, very good. I really do think... Here's João Felix gets his shot blocked. I really do think... And I'm not talking about high level. I think Danny Ings up front for Chelsea, they'd be fighting for top 4. I think their whole problem this season has not been having a striker. If you were a Chelsea fan, I would write an article, like if you're into that sort of thing, I'd write an article based on how many games this season you've not won, but how many games you should have won if you'd had someone who could put the ball in the back of the net. Because every time I've watched Chelsea virtually this season, you put a number 9 in that team, and I'm talking a Harry Kane, an Osimhen, even a Danny Ings, and I think they'd have won loads of games. The game they lost to Southampton, oh my God, the chances they missed. Like, away to Dortmund, I know they beat them at home, but away to Dortmund, they lost 1-0. And the chances they missed. They're a good side, Chelsea, all the way up to scoring goals. And when you look at Chelsea defensively, the goals they've conceded this season, they're not out of the normal. You know, they've conceded 30 goals. Well, that's better than Fulham. That's better than Brentford. I'm going through the teams above them. They've conceded less than Fulham, Brentford, Liverpool, Villa, Brighton, United, Tottenham. Only Newcastle, Man City and Arsenal have conceded less than Chelsea. So defensively, they're not terrible, but they can't score goals. Goals scored, 29. Sorry, goals for, 29, yeah. They've scored less than everybody above them. And Leeds have scored more than them. And Leicester have scored more than them. So there's the problem with Chelsea. Defensively, they're quite good, but they can't score goals. Reece says, how many points do you think Liverpool will get against Chelsea and Arsenal? I really am looking forward to the Arsenal game at Anfield on Sunday, and I think Arsenal will win. I know Carragher says he thinks that Liverpool will win. I think Arsenal are too good. Liverpool are capable of winning. You know, it's Anfield. Look at what they did to United, but I think Arsenal are too good. I think Arsenal are too good. What about Aubameyang? I just don't think he's there anymore. I think it's a lazy argument to say that Potter should have used him more. I don't think he's the same player. I don't think he's been the same player. I don't think he was the same player at Arsenal at the end. I think Chelsea will win the league next year. No European football, and they'll probably buy Osimhen, says Joshua. I've heard they're going to get Osimhen, so let's wait and see. Nagelsmann has won the manager vote. 64% of you would go for Nagelsmann, 13% Enrique and Jose, and only 11% going with Pochettino. I can't argue with that. I think if they can get Nagelsmann, he's exactly the right guy. He'll get you playing good football. But Nagelsmann would be the right guy for Spurs as well. So Who would I choose if I was Nagelsmann over Spurs or Chelsea? I know I'd go for Chelsea 100%. Money, squad. I think Nagelsmann might be waiting for the Madrid job though, so I'm not 100% Chelsea will get him, but Chelsea are very good at getting what they want, so I think he'll end up being I can see him being Chelsea manager. But I could see Enrique at Chelsea. Where do we think Enrique is going to go? Because I don't know why he's not been linked. He's a very good coach. Marisha says, what do you think about the Mason Mount contract? Has he got a new contract or is he going? Do you think Spurs would go for Graham Potter? I think they won't, but I think Graham Potter would be a decent coach for Spurs because he'd get you playing good football. You know, Conte, Mourinho, Nuno, it's not been good football. And I think Potter would get you playing good football. Apparently he's rejected Leicester, who've just equalised against Villa. The problem with Potter is he's got to go somewhere where the fans want him. Certain Chelsea fans didn't want him. And I think if Spurs fans don't want him, he shouldn't go because you're automatic. You can't have a project if the fans aren't going to get behind the project. And that Chelsea, then they didn't want to get behind the project, which is their right. So Potter is obviously going to be better off going to Leicester because they'll appreciate him. But if Spurs want him, go there. Hi Mark, big fan, love to meet you. Are you coming to Vegas now? United are coming to Vegas. I'm thinking about it, sleep tight, yeah. And hi Mark, can you realistically see Chelsea picking up any more than 6 points from their remaining games? They have some really tough fixtures, says Connor. I think Chelsea are capable of beating anybody, but also mentally, what's their motivation? The Champions League is their motivation, and I think Real Madrid's going to knock them out. In the league, there's not a lot Chelsea can do in the league. They're currently on what? 39 points. They've only got 9 games to go. I mean, Chelsea really would do well to hit 60 points from here, and I don't think that's going to get them any higher than about 6th or 7th, which, do you want to be in the Conference League? No. It's crazy to see the finalists of the FA Cup and the Carabao fell off so much next season, says Waffle. Thank you very much for your super chat. Potter should take the Leicester job. But I think Leicester want a manager now, don't they? Because they need someone to keep them up. I think Potter, quite rightly, wants a bit of time. Come to Vegas, Mark, says James. Paul says this is just a typical boring mid-table clash. Potter, great manager, placed in rubbish situations as terrible gamer. Look, maybe Chelsea just needed that season that they've just had where it's just chaotic. There's a lot of players coming in and then third time lucky. I mean, again, there's another header into the back post. It's cleared by Liverpool. It's a great finish by Reece James, but there's an offside. You need to look behind you, mate. Oh, it's a shame. He's hit it really well. There's a guy in a mask going absolutely mad behind the linesman. We can't see what you're saying, mate. He's basically like this. We can't see your mouth, mate. It don't matter. Yeah, good linesman call there. It's a shame, though, because it was a bloody thunderbolt hit by Reece James, but definitely an offside there. I think Potter to Tottenham, Rodgers to Chelsea and Nagelsmann to Leicester. There ain't no chance that's happening, Jack. There ain't no way Chelsea fans are taking Brendan Rodgers. They'll walk out. You could argue Chelsea and United are... He's offside, surely. Let's have a look. They've gone to VAR. It looks miles off. You could argue Chelsea and United are in similar situations. They lack a number 9. Chelsea are one Marcus Rashford away from fighting for top 4, says TJ. I don't think Chelsea are far off at all. I think they've had a very underachieving season, and I don't think they're very far off at all. Look how long they've took to tell us it was offside. It was miles off. It's his knee that's offside. You can see from here. It's not his foot. Still checking it. How's it taken them that long? It's sometimes I'm amazed how long it takes them to check. It was so offside. Why did it take so bloody long? As Colin says, what's there to check? It was clearly offside. Just gets Chelsea fans' hopes up. Now they're all having a drink. It's a Tuesday night in March and they're all having a bloody drink. It's not the World Cup in San Diego, lads. Get fucking back on the pitch. You need to update your sub counter. Well, I don't know how many subs we've got first. Please do subscribe. That reminds me, bottom right hand corner. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you something in a minute. Let me just do this. Me and Seb went Easter egg buying this afternoon. We bought some bangers. What's the delay? Am I missing something here? What's the bloody delay? We've just wasted about 3 minutes for an offside that everybody knew. Oh, the break. Oh, fine. It's for Ramadan. They're having a break. Okay, absolutely fine. I didn't know that. So well done. Thank you very much for letting me know. Subscribers count here. We're currently on 932,000, so please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Get involved with the channel on the road to 1 million. Daily content on here, match reactions, debate points, the lot. Really good channel, growing really well. Love the community and really hope... Look, I wonder if we could hit 1 million by June, because if we can hit 1 million by... probably not June, but maybe we can do one for the start of the season. That's Football Live. That'd be good. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe, get involved, smash a like on video. Thanks to everybody for watching. Mark, can you ever see a United-Arsenal rivalry 2.0? And if not, who do you think is more likely to fall short of being up there in the long run? Too many permutations there. At the moment, Arsenal are the better side because they're fighting for a title, which I think is magnificent for them. So at the moment, Arsenal are at a different level to Manchester United. I think that in the long term, there's no reason to believe Arsenal aren't going to go anywhere. But if Man United were to acquire an owner like Al Thani of Qatar, you would expect Man United to follow in the footpaths of Manchester City very, very soon. Do Arsenal have that? Here's Kante driving forward. Nice ball into Havertz. Fucking hell. I mean, same old Chelsea so far. They couldn't hit the ocean from a boat. I just said it there. You know, if they'd bought Danny Ings in January, I think they'd be 10 points off. 10 points better off, easy. Easy. I mean, 10 points. Let's have a look at Chelsea's results, actually. Am I talking out my arse, or is there actually... 10 points better off for Chelsea. You'd be in the top 4 race. Frank Lampard's here. Don't give him the job. Bloody hell. Do not give Lampard the job. Jesus, don't anybody give Lampard a job. Unless you're BT. That's about it. Bloody hell. That sort of stuff needs to stop. Stop giving them jobs. So, Well, look, I remember these games. Liverpool against Chelsea at Anfield. Chelsea, if they could have finished, would have won that game. They drew it. They did beat Palace. They lost to Fulham. That was because of the red card. You know, nothing you can do about that. Lost to Man City at home. I think if they'd have had a striker, they'd have got at least a point there. Lost to Forest. Drew to Forest away, 1-1. Again, I think that would have been a win if they'd had a striker. Tottenham away. I don't think they were that good that day, I remember. Southampton at home, again, striker, they'd have won that. So that's another 6 points. West Ham 1-1, don't remember that game, didn't see it. Chelsea, Fulham, I remember that one. That would have been another 2 points, so that's 8. Chelsea, Everton, again, if they could have finished, that would have been another 2 points. That's 10. They did beat Leicester. They did beat Leeds. And then Villa. I mean, I think it's safe to say if they'd have had a striker, they would have had another 10 points. Vivek says, long story short, Potter was a yes man and a people pleaser. Tactically had no clue what he was doing with subs. Costly, but mistake needed to be rectified. I'm not talking about that, Vivek. You know, it's gone. But what I am saying is the inability to buy a striker is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And we see it again tonight. Spurs might bring Poch back somehow, which will be a massive mistake, and will bottle the Nagelsmann deal and have to get Rodgers, Lampard or Gerrard, says Jack. And Vaz, thank you very much for the super chat. He says, hi Mark, remember me. You need to stop being biased over challenges. For example, Casemiro red blatant. You have to realise VAR has changed football for the better. You have to realise that your mouth is talking between your big butt cheeks. Basically, you're talking out your arse. If we're telling a few home truths. Well, I said Liverpool would lose this game, but if Chelsea can't finish, they won't. And a big goal at Ellen Road. It's 2-1 right on half-time for Leeds. Sinistera has made it 2-1. It's in. And it is 2-1 there. Leeds lead from 1-0 down. They've got to win that game. They've got to win that game. The relegation battle. Massive goal, says Wookie. Nkunku's coming in the summer. I see Nkunku as another João Felix. You know, I don't think Chelsea are going to keep João Felix, by the way. That's what I was told this morning. They need an out-and-out striker. They don't need another attacking midfielder. So I can see Nkunku doing that role. Oh, that's a poor ball. Nadia says, I think Forest will go down. Yeah, I'm still going Leeds with the United level comeback, says Jack. I'm still going Vieira to Leicester, says Terrible Gamer. You never know. You never know. Is Vieira the sort of guy that keeps you up, though? Leicester needs someone to keep them up. Get Big Sam in. People laugh, but at the end of the day, you want to stay up, don't you? Hi Mark, you've got 200 million in the summer. Who at United are you buying and why? Says Senan. If I have 200 million, it probably doesn't get me everything I want, mate. I need 200 million plus sales because I need 250. I'll get Osman for just over 120. I'll get Kim Min Jae for 40. And that leaves me with about 40. And I probably need 70 to get Dion. Do you think Lukaku will come back? Joshua Bowater says, you missed my chat. Let me have a look. Got it. Far too much money spent on a mismatch of players on massive long-term deals and not one in the most required position. Who does that sound like? Todd Woodward's at the wheel, says Joshua Bowater. Look, for me, I'm not a Chelsea fan. Hi Mark, do you see any top 6 club going in for Harvey Barnes in the summer, says Wookie. No, I can see him going to Spurs, but no. I think Harvey Barnes is a good player on his day, but I don't think he's a top 6 player, really. Unless a manager thinks they can turn him into that, I don't think so. I'm surprised by some Chelsea fans who just want to give Todd Boehly the benefit of the doubt. You've got to, because he's your owner, I get that, but you also need to give him some criticism. I'm not saying you need to kick him out. I'm saying I think people are giving him an easy ride. I think the money they've spent, the appointments they've made, is ridiculous. And to not see you needed a striker. I mean, look, anybody knows this. If you're going to buy loads of players, what's the first position everybody thinks about? Striker. And for some reason, Chelsea decided not to think about a striker. Ollie Watkins at Chelsea would be good. I genuinely think you're right, and I genuinely think even Danny Ings would make a big difference. They need somebody who knows how to pull the ball. Look, people would go, "Oh no, you're talking nonsense, Goldbridge," as if Danny Ings would be any good at Chelsea. Well, why wouldn't he be good at Chelsea? They create the chances. It's the striker they need to put them in. You're not asking Danny Ings to make his own chances. You're asking you just want somebody to get on the end of them. As I said, this Liverpool team selected by Klopp is quite ordinary and uninspiring, but I said it before the game. I think his plan is to keep it 0-0 for an hour and then bring on Salah and Gakpo and try and nick it. And at the moment, it might be a good plan because Chelsea can't score. Mark, we need to move on from Frankie de Jong. Neves is a baller, says Faris. Surely he'll move this summer. Anyway, reminded me. Me and Seb went Easter egg shopping today, which I actually quite like because I'm not massively into chocolate, but I found this. Terry's Chocolate Orange Easter egg with creamy milk chocolate, orange truffles. I don't know whether anybody likes those, but I absolutely love them. I absolutely love them. What's your favourite, basically? How come no one's really thinking about having a chance as winning the UEFA Super Cup if we win the Europa League? That's another trophy up for grabs, says Ock. It's not a major trophy, though, is it? Really, it's like the European Community Shield. Nobody really. I don't think anybody really respects the Super Cup. I love Terry's Chocolate Orange. I love them. You know the ones where they come in a ball? I love them. Them segments. Oh yes. It might be an age thing. I didn't used to like them when I was younger. Well, Chelsea have had the chances here. What's your favourite Easter egg? Let us know in the chat. I used to like the ones where you got the mugs. I remember getting a crunchy mug and they never did them again. And I kept it for years. And then some builder was made a cup of tea and they dropped it on the floor and broke it. So I picked up a brick and I smashed it over their head. I said, "Lay that." No, I didn't. I sort of went, "Oh, it doesn't matter." And inside I was fuming. I prefer Galaxy to Cadbury's, sweeter and softer, says Guitar Boy. I think at the end of the day, as long as it's not Aldi chocolate, we can all sleep easy. I like Cadbury's chocolate and I like Galaxy, but I probably do prefer Galaxy chocolate to Cadbury's, but I do like both. What I can't stand, you know what? I won't even hide my disappointments and disdain. There is a relation of mine who buys chocolate, Easter egg chocolates from Aldi. You may as well have given the money to charity. Like, it's just going in the bin, and I'll put it in the bin in front of you if you do it next year. I've said that. I've said you are wasting your money. Like, if you can't be asked to buy, I said they're only 99p. Just get me a small one from Tesco. You've probably spent £3 on that, and it tastes like shit. Do not do it. You're wasting your time, and you're making me like you less. Do not buy Aldi chocolate for me. I don't like it. When you could get me Cadbury's or Galaxy. And don't talk to me about price because they've got offers on at Tesco. Here's Kante. Out to Reece James. Headed away. Hi Mark, did Neves remind you of an Easter egg? Says Custard Creamism. No, I just know I wanted to talk about it. Oh, another cross into the box, not dealt with. Oh, Tunnock's tea cakes are lovely, says Rob. They are. I'll tell you what I like. Wagon wheels. I saw them in Sainsbury's today. I haven't had a wagon wheel for years. That's a free kick on the edge of the box as well. Taylor's a twat, isn't he? He really is. I don't like dark chocolate. I don't like white chocolate either. That was a blatant foul on the edge of the box for Chelsea and he's not given it. Ungrateful Bridge, says Mark. I think there's a fine line between being ungrateful and just telling people to stop wasting their time. You know, if you do it once, it's a mistake. If you do it twice, it's just incompetence. It's not like I was bought one of these Easter eggs and I went, that's shit, don't give it me again. I tasted it one year and I was like, that's horrible. I could be eating a Galaxy one. So I said to them around Christmas time to give them plenty of notice, if you're getting me an Easter egg this year, here's the link, get this, it's cheaper than the crap you bought me last year. And they still bought it. And I thought, that's not being ungrateful. That's their stupidity. Like, you know, just don't bother. Don't bother. I'd like to say I'd give it to my dog, but you can't give chocolate to a dog. Do not give chocolate to a dog. It can kill them. Paul Greaves is right. Once is a mistake, twice is a choice. I do like Lindt. That is nice. And I don't mind. I don't tell you what chocolate I don't mind. I don't mind Thornton's. I don't mind Lindt. I hate Reese's. Tastes like piss. Don't like that. Can't stand it. Sorry if you're American, but I don't like it. My favourite chocolate bar is probably Marvellous Creations by Cadbury's, which has got the popping candy and the chewy stuff in it. Absolutely lovely. Still 0-0 here, but we have got a goal. No, we haven't. It's half-time. 1-1 Leicester Villa half-time, 1-0 Brighton half-time, and 2-1 to Leeds against Forest at half-time. And Chelsea are starting to believe their hype again. Same old Chelsea. Same old Chelsea under Potter. Should be winning, aren't winning, can't score goals. Trouble. Double Decker is an absolutely lovely chocolate bar, the Chronic. I love Double Decker. Love the Double Decker. Green and blacks is nice. It is. You're right, Fister. Fennec likes Reese's. A lot of people do. Just doesn't do it for me. Terrible ball by Matip. Reece James gets it wide to Havertz. 2 minutes to go to half time. Boost is a lovely chocolate bar. Milka chocolate. It just makes me think of breast milk. I don't know why. Good cross. Again on the front post, João Felix. They're unbelievable. I'm not even a Chelsea fan and they're unbelievable. Snickers are the best, says the Don. I don't like Cadbury's cream egg. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Cadbury's cream egg. You know these people at Christmas when it gets to Boxing Day and they go, "Yay, custard cream eggs are in the shop already." Idiots. I don't even like Easter. Aeros. I love Aero. Orange Aero. What do you think about After Eights? Used to like them. Actually think the mint stuff in the middle now is a little bit off-putting. I do like a Bounty. Yeah, those Milka chocolate bars, they make me think of breast milk. I think it's because, you know, Milka, you know, it just, the brain works in funny ways. And as soon as you think chocolate's made with breast milk, it's a real put-off. In fact, Reese's tastes a little bit like that. And anybody who says, how do you know what breast milk tastes like? Well, I was breastfed as a baby, and I was a very intelligent baby. I can remember everything from the age of about 6 weeks. Funny story of being ungrateful. I was 13 years old and my family asked, do you want a Wii or a PS3? I said PS3 and I got the Wii for Christmas. Still crying, says David. The Wii was underrated. Grand Slam tennis was brilliant. I still think Grand Slam tennis. I don't know whether we've got any gamers or coders in here, but you need to replicate that game. I mean, most people don't mind tennis, but probably wouldn't buy a tennis game. If you could replicate Grand Slam tennis on the Wii, it was really good, like moving around. They had everything, all the dynamics right, and you could play people from around the world. It was brilliant. It was a brilliant game. And how many years ago was that? 15 years ago? Liverpool on the attack. Nice ball. This could be a goal. Jota messes it up. Luke Jones got a corner. Mark, if you do a That's Football show before the new season, have you thought about rivaling Neville's overlap? Goldbridge presents 2v1 overload. Oh dear. Wii Sports was good. That one where you used to run by running on the spot. Hey, a flake every now and then's a good thing, Blue. You can get creative with a flake. Not like that, you filthy lot. I know what you're thinking about a flake, shoving it. I'm talking about you can get creative with a flake by putting it in your ice cream. Or you can crumble it up and put it in a bit of cake and stuff. Mark, sorry to change the topic, and if you mentioned it already, but did you watch The Banshees of Inisherin? I'm curious what you think about it. I'm not a big fan of Colin Farrell, really. I don't mind some of his films, but I've never really been a big fan of him. I hated Ballykiss Angel, and he did audition for Boyzone, and it sort of puts me off him being a credible actor. But I quite like The Batman. You're offside, Havertz. Don't even run for it. How? How is this? Ferrero Rocher. I've got some of them. They're bloody lovely. There you go. Kepa making a meal of a long shot again. That is not a good save. Gomez shoots from outside the box and Kepa makes it look like it's going to go in. I mean, it's just not a good shot. He could have caught this. Well, it's great, isn't it? This is what opinion's all right, because you've got Denvy saying that was a good shot, and then you've got Abdul saying, what is Kepa doing? He's crap at shots from a distance. Chelsea need to get rid of Havertz before getting Nkunku, since he is like him but better, and he isn't an out-and-out number 9. They need Vlahovic, says Jack. It could be 1-0. Matip! Oh my God, how has that not gone in? It wasn't Matip, that's why. It was Fabinho. I saw the bold head. I thought it was Matip. It was Fabinho. At least it wasn't Anthony Taylor. He'd love to score a goal against Chelsea. Oh, it's gone off a Chelsea player. I think he's headed it wide. Fofana. Cross comes in. Could be a Liverpool smash and grab here. We all wrote them off, but if you can't score, you can't win. Not my words, the words of Michael Owen. It's half time here. I mean, how are Chelsea not winning? Chelsea can't score again. I tell you what, if Chelsea were a human being, they'd be gummy bears. No, they'd be gums, because they got to... Oh, it didn't work. Forget it. Let's pretend I'm not live. It's 0-0 at half time. Anthony Taylor's had a crap half again, but he loves himself. He won't think that. So let's have a quick look at the stats and then we can get into the chat. It's, as I say, it's 0-0. I think we all know that. But interestingly enough, I think the story of the half is quite an interesting one from a statistical point of view. Let's have a look here. So Chelsea have had less possession than Liverpool. And Liverpool have actually had more shots on target now. So interestingly how it's switched around, because there was a point where Chelsea had 3 shots and 2 on target and Liverpool had no shots and no shots on target. So it's changed in the last 15 minutes of the half, and I think that is typical Chelsea. This tends to be what happens with Chelsea. They start the game quite well. They create the early chances. They can't score the chances. The opposition start to grow in confidence, and Chelsea start to panic. And you know what? I think Jurgen Klopp's plan here was always to ride a storm out and hope that Chelsea continued to miss chances, and then build a way into the game, and then bring Salah and Gakpo on later on. So it's still possible that despite Liverpool's uninspiring starting 11, they may have a chance to win this game because they're growing into it. Which 3 players would you take at United from either team's lineup this evening? I'd take Enzo Fernandez in a heartbeat. I'd take Reece James in a heartbeat. And I would take probably one of their centre-backs, because it would be nice to have a backup centre-back that's not Harry Maguire. So maybe Fofana, maybe Koulibaly, but probably Fofana because he's younger. I like Kovacic as well, to be fair. From Liverpool, that starting lineup, it's very difficult to take anyone really. Again, I'd probably take one of their centre-backs because Konate and Matip are better than Maguire. I might be really harsh and say I'd take Alisson, because Alisson is a better goalkeeper than De Gea. So if you wanted to do that, you could. But apart from that, I probably would take Darwin Núñez. I think there is a player there. I think there's a player in Darwin Núñez. I wouldn't take any of their midfielders. I wouldn't take either of the fullbacks. So I probably would take Alisson, Konate, and Darwin Núñez from Liverpool. Which 3 good question, Wreck-It Ralph. I appreciate that one. I'm sure everybody will have different ones. Would you not take Kante? Not at his age. No. Gakpo's on the bench. We're talking about starting 11. Because I'd take Salah. Let's hope this Liverpool turns up on Sunday, says Jiraj. I might be completely wrong here, but I've been saying it for a while. I expect Arsenal to go to Liverpool and win. And I think they might go to Liverpool and win quite well. I think it could be quite a defining moment in the status of both clubs as to where they are. You know, going to Anfield and winning for Arsenal is a huge statement, and Arsenal beating Liverpool at Anfield is a huge statement for where Liverpool are. I might be completely wrong, but my prediction is that way ahead of the game. Way ahead of the game. And of course, Arsenal have got the week off, haven't they? Arsenal don't play midweek because they've actually played an extra game now. So, apparently got a goal for Villa coming in, and we haven't got a goal for Villa. It's still 1-1 there. So, no goal for Villa at the moment. But we will keep you up to date. Let me get back with the chat. With this lineup, I'm surprised we haven't conceded, and we're going well with Chelsea at their best teams. Is Magical Music. Evan Ferguson scores again, says Umzi. 1-0 to Brighton. Scored in the first half. Where is Raheem Sterling? I forget that he even plays for Chelsea. I presume he's probably injured again. I don't think he was on the bench for them this evening. I'll have a quick double check for you, but I don't think he was. Oh, he is on the bench for them. I mean, it's a hell of a bench. I mean, I don't know why Mendy's on the bench. Mendy's better than Kepa. So they've got Badiashile, Pulisic, Loftus-Cheek, Mudryk, Mendy, Sterling, Mount, Gallagher and Madueke. I mean, it's a bloody good bench, that is, isn't it? But I look at that Chelsea bench, and again, there's no bloody striker there. You've got Havertz and João Felix starting, and then you've got Pulisic, Mudryk, Sterling, Mount, Madueke, who all basically do the same thing. They're all attacking midfielders in one shape or form. There's no out-and-out striker in that Chelsea team, and they wonder why they're not scoring goals. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Hi Mark, thanks for all the content you produce. I recently learned my mate passed away, and your content always puts a smile on my face. Keep going, says Unamazing Television. Thank you very much, mate, and sorry to hear about your friend there. And thank you very much for being part of the community. It's a fantastic community. Messi just received a 400 million per season contract proposal from Al Hilal. Is that in Saudi Arabia? Excuse my ignorance, but I wouldn't be surprised. You know, maybe they want Ronaldo and Messi in the same league. I don't know. Who should Newcastle go for in the summer, says Shady? I think, look, I said something on the Football Fill-In yesterday, and it hit a nerve with some Newcastle fans. But I've watched football for years. I've seen what Chelsea did. I've seen what Blackburn did, and I see what Man City did. The next stage for Newcastle is to improve on what you've got. And I said, look, there's no way Dan Burn's going to be their left back in 2 years' time if they want to win the league and challenge in the Champions League. We've seen Man City do it. It happened with Richard Dunn. We've seen it happen with Chelsea. It happened with a few players there. These fan favourite players that you think might be part of your journey, they're not going to be part of your journey because you need to go to the next level. Newcastle need an out-and-out left-back who's a proper left-back. So Dan Burn is going to go to your bench at some point. That's the next stage for Newcastle. It's removing the Dan Burns and the Longstaffs and bringing in players of the quality of Bruno Guimaraes and people like that. That's what's next for Newcastle. It's I don't think there's a massive hole in that Newcastle side. They've got a good side. I just think it's improving on what you've got. So you start to build the squad out. The best way to build a squad out is to buy better players than what you've got in your first team. What do you think about Evan Ferguson, and do you think United should get him? Says Jack. I'd love United to get him, but I don't think he will leave Brighton this summer. Daz Whisper Goldbridge, thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Do you think Nagelsmann, if given control, will work? Says Manny. I think Nagelsmann. All I can say about Nagelsmann is I'd love to have had him at Man United. Obviously, I'm very happy with Ten Hag, and I wouldn't swap Ten Hag for anyone now, but if Nagelsmann had been coming to United when we had Ollie, I'd have been over the moon. If you had to sell Bruno or Rashford, who'd it be? It's Christopher. Oh, what a horrible question. What a horrible question. I'm going to do that as a poll as well while I think about it. More than happy to do it. Remember, this is if you had to sell. Quite like those as a poll, actually. Who would you sell if you had to, Rashford or Bruno? I'm going to think of some other ones for other clubs. Oh, God, if I had to sell Rashford or Bruno, I mean, really, I'm flipping a coin on this because I like them both and I wouldn't ever sell either of them, to be honest with you. But if I had to sell either of them, I think a centre midfielder who's a leader in your team is more important than a goal-scoring winger. So I'd keep Bruno for the team, but I wouldn't want to do it. I'd sell Rashford, yeah, because I think you'd get more money for Rashford, and you could go out and buy. I mean, you could say the same for Bruno. I wouldn't. I'd sell Rashford, yeah, but I wouldn't want to sell either of them. I suspect I'll be in the minority with that one though. Cameron Wilson says, my dad agrees with the 8-game ban for Mitrovic. I think it's ridiculous. I mean, why is he getting an 8-game ban? Because he shoved the ref. I mean, he didn't even hardly shove him. He basically just touched him. I mean, if it was Harry Kane, the ref would have gone down. But fair play, the ref stayed on his feet. It was a little push. You shouldn't push a referee. But players push each other all the time. Bruno Fernandes pushed a linesman at Anfield and didn't even get a yellow card. So I think, realistically, I know I'm a United fan here and I'm using an example of something we got away with. It's pure inconsistency. How can Bruno Fernandes not get a yellow card for touching the linesman, but then Mitrovic gets an 8-game ban for pushing a ref? Now, I think Mitrovic should get a red card, and I don't think Bruno did enough to get a red card. So I think in one way their decisions are right, but I think the punishment is ridiculous. The message has to be you can't put your hands on a referee. It doesn't need to be an 8-match ban, because that's severity of the push. The red card on a 3-match ban is because you put your hands on a referee, and everyone knows you can't do that. But the 8-game ban, for me, that's based on the severity of the push, which was nothing. It was like a butterfly's fart. So I just think it's too severe, and I think it ruins Fulham's really good season as well. Chelsea got all the sweets but no teeth, says Al Nasser. There should be a ban, and it should have been a red card, but I just think it's too much. Okay, so here's a good one. 58% of you, if you had to sell Rashford or Bruno, would sell Bruno. So we're going to do another one here. I quite like these. We've hit on something here. Who would you sell if you had to? We're going to use this a lot. We're going to start off with Arsenal, and we're going to go Saka or Odegaard. I think 2 best players for Arsenal this season. Has anyone ever had a pint of Guinness, which is 0% alcohol? Has anyone tried it? I love Guinness, you see, and I would happily have a pint of Guinness. Well, I was in Ireland a couple of weeks ago, and I was drinking it all the time. But does it taste very different? I think I bet it does. Do you think Messi will and should join Barcelona, says Dennis? Well, I don't think he should have left in the first place. I think that was Barcelona's fuck up, wasn't it? So it would be nice, football. It didn't work, but it was nice to see Ronaldo back at Manchester United. We're here for a good time, not a long time. We're only here once. So unless you're Jesus, allegedly, but it is Easter, of course. The story is that on Good Friday he died, and on Easter Sunday he came back resurrected. That's why we've got an Easter holiday. Whether you're religious or not, that's why you've got a long weekend. Call it how it is. It's not because some bloody egg was laid by some chicken that tasted of chocolate, like somebody said to me the other day. But yeah, we're only here once. Messi back at Barcelona. It's romantic, isn't it? As a Guinness drinker, it's not too dissimilar to a can of Guinness, but nowhere near a good pint in a pub, says Dion. Thank you. That's the sort of update I wanted. I'm not talking about the Jesus who plays for Arsenal as well. Oh yes, the Easter chicken. Well, a lot of people think Christmas is about Santa. Like, they think it's Santa's birthday or something. Give it 100 years. Bruno Guimaraes is the best Bruno in the league, says Bramble. He's had a very good season. Are you getting pissed this weekend, says Andrew? It's not in my diary. I very rarely get pissed anyway. I like a drink at the weekend, but I normally drink within reason. I don't. I was out on Friday night in Dorridge, which ain't too far away from me, and I had about 6. I wouldn't say I was drunk. Mr. Byrne says, I paid £6.50 for a pint in a pub. You must have been in London. Ireland was fantastic, the Paddy. I'm looking to go back very, very soon and do another date there at a bigger venue, because we did 2 nights and I think we could just do 1 in a bigger venue. So maybe something at the end of the season. Ollie Watkins as a second striker if we get Kane, says everything product views. I don't think Ollie Watkins wants to sit on the bench for anybody, mate. I think he wants to play football, doesn't he? How old is Ollie Watkins, anyway? I'm Ronnie Pickering. 27. I would have predicted that. 27. 62% of you would sell Odegaard. Obviously, most would want to keep Saka. Let's do it for another club. So, start a poll. Here we go. Spurs fans, who would you sell if you had to? Kane or Son? I think I know the answer to that, but it's vote for the player you'd sell if you had to. Look, Liverpool's slim chances of top 4 really do rest on the next 45 minutes. They have, well, I say slim. They've got 2 games in hand on Spurs, and they'd be 2 points behind them if they won them. So Liverpool's chances of top 4 are slim, but if they want to do anything about it, they've got to go and try and win this. Good afternoon, Mark. In your opinion, who's better, Arteta or Xavi, says EJ. I think it's Arteta at the moment. Vicar Street venue in Dublin would be great, Mark, says Muzzy. I know where you mean. It's a nice venue. I enjoyed it where we were, the Liberty Theatre on the Liffey. What a location that was. Literally about 3 minutes walk from my hotel. Fantastic couple of days that was. Got to go to my favourite pub, the Hairy Lemon, on the afternoon. Had a few pints. Nice and relaxed. Loved it. Mark, give us a Manscaped tutorial, says Bradley. Mate, if I did that, it would destroy the lives of many people for many reasons. Hey, it's close between Son and Kane. I'll do a Man City one in a minute. The game's kicked off for the second half. So, what do we think is going to happen here? Can Chelsea find the back of the net? Or will Liverpool do the whole keep it tight and then win it late on? They are growing into the game. Chelsea, I think the spark and nerves are started. The spark's gone out and the nerves are starting to kick in. They need to go up a gear again. Who do you think is the fastest player in the Premier League? I don't care. Bird's eye potato waffles, they're waffly versatile. Remember them? Who remembers Findus crispy pancakes? Oh, they don't make them anymore. Why don't they make them? This worries me. You know when food you used to eat, I'm not talking about chocolate, I'm talking about stuff you used to. Oh, they still do make them. Bird's eye crispy pancakes, minced, at Asda. Thank God for that. Bird's eye crispy pancakes, they still do them. Oh my God. Kovacic has missed again. I mean, this ain't on Potter. You can't blame this on Potter. This is just brilliant play by Chelsea. Kovacic is in one-on-one. I'd have scored that. I would have scored that. He might be offside, but he's still got to score. He's not. He's well onside. He's well onside. Oh my God. Well, I hope their fans realise now the problem is not necessarily Tuchel or Potter. They just haven't got someone to put the ball in the back of the net. It's ridiculous. And I've played the game. I saw someone say that. Now, I used to eat these Findus crispy pancakes when I was a kid. And they are rank, but I haven't seen them around. And it makes me think, what were they made out of? Can we do a Champions League winner poll, says DC Stacks. I'm sure we can do, yeah. I was actually going to have a look at the weekends and see what I'm going to do weekend-wise of watch-alongs, because I like to do, we like to do them, of course. See, I saw Reading got a points deduction. Old Ince might be getting relegated. Although they did stay up last time. Saturday, Man United against Everton is the game I'm doing at 12:30. And then Sunday, Liverpool against Arsenal. We'll do that on here. And Tuesday, it's the champions. Can't wait for that. Man City against Bayern a week tonight. We'll be doing that. And then Wednesday, Real Madrid against Chelsea. Bring it on. Bring it on. Tell your friends to come along. Have it. Have it. Mark, just wanted to ask if you ever feel burnt out from all these constant streams and keeping up with the football content. Love your content. It's Cowboy Devil every day, every minute of every day. Yeah. Some days you feel less tired than others, but yeah. Nothing ever lasts forever. I can't keep doing it. Here we go. Havertz is through one-on-one. He's going to miss. Oh my. He scored. Oh, it's a goal for Chelsea at last. He did miss. Ellison did save it, but then it hit him and went in anyway. At long last, Chelsea score. And it's Havertz who scores. And it wasn't even a clean finish. But Chelsea lead here with a goal from Havertz. Chelsea goal, 1-0. They've got the ball in the back of the net. I had no confidence as he ran through there. I don't know about anybody else. Not one part of me thought he was going to finish. He had all the composure of Bambi on ice. And to be fair, Alisson makes a really good save. And then it hits, he shoots, it hits Alisson. It's a handball. It's not a goal. That's a handball. It's not a goal. It's typical. Typical Chelsea. It's not a goal. It's not a goal. That is just typical. He should have finished the fucking... He should have finished the chance. He should have finished the first chance. I told you that. You know, Chelsea... You know, it's not even like Chelsea fans can say we're unlucky. Because he should have finished the first one. It's a sitter missed again. They've missed two. I mean, I can't speak. I can't speak. It's It's incredible. They've missed 2 one-on-ones in the first 5 minutes, and they missed 2 one-on-ones in the first 5 minutes of the first half. This ain't about the manager. This is just the team. I guarantee you, if Liverpool get one chance, they'll take it. If they get a chance like that, they'll take it. Well, it's funny because Silver A says they couldn't buy a goal. They literally could have done. They've spent £500 million. They didn't buy a bloody striker. It's on them. It's 50-50 between Kane and Son, and who would you sell if you had to? I mean, I know it's not just Spurs fans voting. Even when he scores, he misses. What's that remind me of, Dance? Even when you're wet, you're dry. What's that advert? That's a good thing for the second half. Give good lines from adverts and see if I can guess them. Even when you're wet, you're dry. What's that from? Even when you're wet, you're dry. Lube. No, that's the opposite, isn't it? Auto glass repair, auto glass replace. I might be making this up. This might be something I say. I'm going to Google it. Oh my God. When I've searched, even when you're wet, you're dry, the top answer is vaginal dryness. That's definitely not what I'm thinking about. Top 4 answers: vaginal dryness, 20 ways to get wet during sex, 5 reasons your vagina is going dry, and why is my vagina always so dry during sex? That's just from typing in even when you're wet, you're dry. That's not the advert I'm thinking about. Sorry, people, that is not what I'm thinking about. There is an advert that's something like that, but it's not that one. I've got that completely wrong. Look at this miss by Havertz. No composure. And he knows he's handballed it as well. What I love is he knows he's handballed it and he still runs off and celebrates. Idiot. Look at him going, yeah, you've handballed it, mate, and you know VAR exists. Will it be chips or jacket sponge? Will it be salad or frozen peas? No. Oh, only over 40s, Nick. I know that one. Fried onion rings, you'll have to wait and see. Hope it's chips. It must be McCain oven chips. It's got to be McCain oven chips, Nick P. It's got to be. It's got to be Pampers. Pampers. Yes, you've got it. See, now I don't look like a sus person. Pampers, even when... Yes. Yes. There was Pampers, even when you're wet, you're dry. Exactly. That was the advert. And the reason I know that is because I've had 3 kids. So there we go. Don't search even when you're wet, you're dry without putting Pampers in, because you will get something about vaginal dryness. Which, if you're suffering with that, we're all equal now. Look it up. It might be able to help you. Not something I've ever heard of, if you know what I mean. Never had that problem in that area, but maybe it's medicinal. Not medicinal. You know what I mean. Washing machines live longer with Calgon. There's one. My favourite one, I've said it before and I'll say it again, and they don't do it anymore. It's like, I've been trying to get to sleep, but it's just one of those nights. All white's lemonade. I'm a secret lemonade drinker. All white's lemonade. What's Anthony Taylor doing here? He's gone back for a free kick instead of playing an advantage. What is he doing here? So he's gone back for a free kick when they could have played an advantage. Oh my God. This is what I don't get with Chelsea fans, says Nathan Allen. Tuchel lost games because they missed so many chances. When they realise it's not the manager's fault, same with Potter, says Nathan Allen. You've done 20 Chelsea watch-alongs this season. You're a Chelsea fan, says Jens. Thanks for counting. At least you're a fan of me. I'd be very surprised if we've done more Chelsea watch-alongs than anybody else. I mean, I don't count them. I don't know, but I'd imagine we've done quite a lot. A lot of the time, it's what happens though, because if Arsenal are playing at the same time as United, which happens a lot when we're in the Europa League, I can't do an Arsenal watch-along. It tends to be whatever the half-12 game is, and a midweek game when United aren't playing. Hi, my name's Barry Scott, and the dirt is gone, says Radical One Punch. I love adverts that make you remember. My worst one at the moment is just sold my car to we buy any car. Then rubbish song and rubbish advert. Mark, I hope, but then again, it's good. You know, we used to get these ones when I was little on the radio. Cold sealed windows are the best. 22, 11, 55. I've remembered it. 30 years later, I've remembered it. So actually, the worst adverts are the ones that you actually remember. Like I used to love the flake adverts, talking about chocolate and Easter. Oh, only the crumbliest, flakiest chocolate tastes like chocolate never tasted before. And it wasn't the song, it was the person eating the chocolate, if you know what I mean. They made it very erotic. And when you're about 12 years old and a curious young Goldbridge, those adverts leave a lasting impression. Lovely ball by Havertz. João Felix. Can Chelsea put the ball in the back of the net? No. Shoots wide. Mark, hope your kids become Man City fans, says Eric. Not a chance. Won't be allowed. Leicester are down to 10 men. Red card at Leicester. The unfortunate person is Dewsbury Hall. Second yellow card. Apparently he got a second yellow card for roughing. For bonds or car insurance deals, girls get onto Sheila's wheels. Flat Eric and when Cocoa Pops tried to rebrand to Choco Crispies. Yeah, a lot of these adverts you can't see anymore, can you? Because they've been banned. You can't do an advert for Mars bars anymore, or Snickers, or Maltesers. It's political correctness gone mad. Or fizzy drinks. You can't do it anymore. I mean, I just think it's ridiculous. Never did. I didn't do us any harm. They had adverts for smoking, drinking, chocolate, all sorts. Kenneth Turney, thank you very much for your super chat. You know what it is? It's the nanny state. They want to try and people aren't responsible to make their own decisions. Some like them crinkly, some like them flat, some like them skinny, and some like them fat. You better be talking about chips, because if you're talking about anything else, you're blocked. All like their chips, says Kenneth. Oh, thank God for that. Thank God for that. I was going to say we're going to get complaints. Yeah, it's Snickers, it's marathon. It's not Snickers, it's marathon, says Paul. Well, I remember when Starburst used to be called Opal Fruits. Opal Fruits, made to make your mouth water. I was fuming the day that happened. Can't remember the Opal Fruits that weren't yellow as well, the tropical ones. Oh, they were so good. Passion fruit flavour and all that. Those original Opal Fruits, the yellows ones, you'd eat them and it'd turn your saliva into concrete. Cement. Nerds. Remember Nerds? Chewits. Oh, I used to love Chewits. Can't remember the dinosaur with Chewits. Strawberry Chewits, apple Chewits, and orange Chewits. I used to love Chewits. Rest in peace, Toys R Us. It's basically Smith's Toys now. This must be a boring game. No, it's just it needs a goal, and this is what we do on That's Football. Unbongo. Kiora. Yeah, remember that. Who remembers Sunny Delight? Oh my God. Sunny Delight. That did not make... I mean, I'll be your dog, says Sean from Ireland. That was Kiora, I think. Sunny Delight. that was popular for a couple of years, and then everyone realised it wasn't a refreshing drink. Oh my God. If it was a heat wave and you were thirsty and you came in and said, Mum, can I have a drink? Yeah, this is some Sunny Delight in the fridge. You drink that thinking it's going to quench your thirst. You'd end up in hospital with dehydration because it just literally was just like a thick syrup that left you gagging for water. You do the shake and vac. I can do the advert for that. You do the shake and vac and put the freshness back. Do the shake and vac and put the freshness back. It's got nothing to do with your knob. I'm vacuuming. So I don't know what that was all about. We used to do weird things in the 80s, and we had this stuff that came in a green plastic shaker. You opened it up, you shaked it on your carpet like salt that smelled nice, and then you hoovered it up and it made your carpet smell nice. Nice ball into Chilwell. He's gone down. 52% of you would sell Kane over Son. There we go. So we'll do another one. I think this might end up 0-0. Unless, as I said, well, Klopp's plans worked. 0-0 after an hour. Bring on Salah. Who would you sell if you had to? Let's do a City one. De Bruyne. This is a good one. Haaland. You know what? The way this is going, if Chelsea don't score, you can see Liverpool nicking it. Twist and squeeze and push pops, says Luke82. I remember them push pops. We used to get them on the way to school. God, it's just a stick of glucose, isn't it, really? Flavoured glucose. Mark, you ever mix rum with Sunny D? One of the worst nights of my life, says Stephen. Oh. I imagine if you mixed anything with Sunny D, it's going to be the worst night of your life. I mean, alcohol with Sunny D is just, you need to put yourself on a drip. It's just instant dehydration, isn't it? Here's João Felix. Lovely play by João Felix. Lovely play by... He's too greedy. Too greedy. Chilwell's going mad. He's a good player, but he was too greedy there. They're crying out for Danny Ings. Chelsea are crying out for Danny Ings. They need someone who can put them... Oh, have you ever had an Angel Delight, says James. Can't beat Angel Delight. I've not had one for years. Absolutely love it. One of the best cheap desserts you can get. Kellogg's Honey Smacks. I do remember Kellogg's Honey Nut Loops. You'll be loved. Something about the honey. One bowl is never enough of Angel Delight, which I've actually nicked that from Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. I got addicted to Crunchy Nut Cornflakes, so I had to stop eating them. I can't have Crunchy Nut Cornflakes in the house. I'll eat the whole I'll eat the whole packet. They're delightful, delightful. Oh, somebody's just mentioned. This really does take me back to being a kid. Sugar Puffs. Can you even get them anymore? No, they disappeared in 2014. Honey Monster, Sugar Puffs. I used to love them. I mean, they're probably really bad for you, but I used to love Sugar Puffs. Honey Monster. They're called Honey Puffs now. I'm surprised the word sugar's the one they've changed, really, but there you go. Does Tizer still exist? Is Havertz down the side? I used to love Tizer and Lilt. And they've changed the name of Lilt. That's Lilt for the totally tropical taste. Pineapple and grapefruit Lilt. They've changed it. Club Orange. Oh, that's, you know, when I was in the pub in Ireland in the day, I was like, can I have a pint of Club Orange, please? They said, yes, you can. They said, why are you smiling so much? I said, because I can't get it in England, and I love it. Club Orange. If you're ever in Dublin, have a Club Orange. It's just fizzy orange. It's just better than anything you get in England. It's even better than Tango. Trio biscuit, says Rob. Mateo Kovacic is down and he's got a yellow card. Trio. That was it. Oh, you've got me started now. Can't remember the Wagon Wheel song, but you can remember these. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Taxi, they were nice. Toffos, they were really nice. Appetizer, love that. You can get that in the UK. Seb always has that in the pub. He thinks it's like... He doesn't think it's alcohol. You don't want your kid thinking that, but it's a pub drink for Seb. He'll always go, can I have an appetizer? The thing about Seb is he's only 5. He'd happily and really wants to go to the bar to get a round in. I have to explain him they will not give you a pint of beer. He doesn't want to drink the beer. He just wants to get an appetizer for himself, and he says, "I'll get you a pint while I'm there," which is, you know, he's got no fear. He wants the appetizer. But I said, "But look, even if they let you use my card, which they won't, they will not let you come back with an appetizer and a pint." Mark, do you remember the old supermarkets like Safeways? I do, Nick. I do. Come on, I don't want to spend this evening watching a 0-0. It doesn't massively matter to me who wins. I'd rather Chelsea win, but... Wham bars. Jaden. Take my teeth out now. I can't eat stuff like that now. I used to love it. One thing I do really like, talking about Thornton's, which was an hour ago, I like toffee from Thornton's with Brazil nuts in it. Can't eat it anymore. Bought some for my birthday a couple of years ago, chewing on it, just ramming it in my mouth. Felt something, took it out, and there was my big tooth at the back stuck in the toffee. Just took it clean out. What's your favourite ice cream? Easy. Feast. Oh, you can't beat a Feast. Remember when Yorkies were just for men, says Michael Lynch. I know a few women who liked those big chunky Yorkie bars. They didn't used to eat them. Dude, you drive to Dundee in your bare feet eating crunchy... Oh, Isaac. Toblerone. What a chocolate bar. Well, I want Toblerone for Easter. Get me some Toblerone. Oh, yeah, that's going in. You cannot beat... I don't even see Toblerone anymore. Toblerone. Oh, what a chocolate that is. Try and get that in your mouth, a full-size one. Ronaldo gets his second. Do people still celebrate that? Look, I love Ronaldo, but I'd celebrate scoring Ronaldo on FIFA more than I would him scoring in real life in that league. Topic's the best chocolate bar you can buy. Tab Devils 58 Red. My favourite chocolate bar. Topic. Liverpool have got a corner, 20 minutes to go. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner. That's football. You're all very, very welcome. At the moment, we've got no highlights from this apart from Chelsea could not hit the ocean from a boat. Hubba Bubba. I do remember Hubba Bubba. First sort of bubble. Who remembers Bubblicious? That was actually nicer than Hubba Bubble. Hubba Bubba. But basically bubblegum. I don't think kids eat bubblegum anymore, do they? It's probably full of sugar. Gino, oh Gino, Gianelli, ice creamo. Daniel Roach says, do you like Crunchy, Boost or Starbar? Actually, that reminds me once. One time I bought a Boost and I bought a Crunchy. I took one bite out of the boost, one bite out of the crunchy, chewed it together. Oh my god, you got to try it. Don't eat anything. Don't eat anything else for the rest of the day because it's a lot of calories. But take a bite of a boost, a bite of a crunchy, and just chew it all together. Really, I used to be big into all this sort of stuff. Also, wine grums and crisps. Frosty's Cola Sweets. They were the ones that were hard on the outside and chewy on the inside. They were delicious. Again, massive amount of sugar. Aston Villa have scored. It's bad news for Leicester. You're down to 10 men. You're down 2-1. It's a goal for Villa. You're losing 2-1 with 5 minutes to go. It ain't looking good, bruv. It's looking good for Villa, but it ain't looking good for Leicester. 2-1 down. Still 1-0 between Brighton and Bournemouth. No goal in the second half. Still 2-1 between Forest and Leeds. No goal in the second half. But there is a goal at Villa. Leicester have been down to 10 man for a while. They're losing 2-1 at home. Time is not running out for Leicester yet. But as Yusuf says, I'm worried for Leicester. And I agree. I agree. Do you think Secret Labs chairs are worth the price? I'm considering purchasing one. I've been approached, Turbo, by another company who want to give me a chair for free. But this chair's been good. I do need to get a new one, but it's you know, I've never tried anything else, but it is a nice chair. Who scored for Villa? If Villa win, they go 7th. I can tell you the scorer for Aston Villa was Milakovic, Dwight York. What a beauty from outside the box. Traore, but Bertrand Traore. I haven't seen it, I've just read it from somewhere. Compare the Meerkat Simples. Surely you know that one, says DG. Yeah, I do know that one, DJ. Fabinho gets booked. Gonna have a stretch, aren't I? Gino, oh Gino, Ginelli. I tell you what, this is one of my favourite Christmas presents. I've got a candle for Christmas. I do like candles. The smell on that, so lovely. I can't wait to light it. I don't know what the smell is though, because it reminds me of being a kid. Lovely, absolutely lovely. I like candles. I like fires. I'm not an arsonist, but I do like if you follow me on Instagram, I'll often do a. Well, I won't be doing it for a while because it's warming up now. But I love a good fire. I do remember Jubblies, David. They were lovely, really nice. I don't know whether they still do them, but they were really nice. They were like these cartons of fruit juice that you put them in your freezer. They froze. You snipped off the corner, and then as you ate them, the juice would start to melt, and then you could drink it as well. Meerkats need slapping, says Anthony. I mean, I can't believe this. I can't believe it's 0-0 and Chelsea haven't scored again. Ooh, who should United go for as backup for Casemiro, says Axel. Let Axel know in the chat who you'd go for. I like Manu Kone. I like Casido. I mean, Declan Rice is an option as well. Here we go. Another chance. Havertz. Oh, my Christ. João Felix. I mean, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. Well, it is a joke. Their finishing is ridiculous. And it's every game. It's every... I bet Potter's actually happy he's been sacked. Because this would have happened with him in charge. They just can't score goals. Fancy a game of pocket tanks, says Wackas. I don't know what that is. If Casemiro played like Fab today, he'd have 3 reds, says Vag. Alisson and Henderson are having an argument. Well, Mudrik's coming on. Could be his moment. 13 minutes to go. Chilwell's coming off. I said it in the first half. If Chelsea just had bought a striker, they'd have 10 points easy. Because if you've watched Chelsea this season, there's so many games like this where they could have had 3 points instead of 1. 2-0 to Brighton. It is 2-0 to Brighton. Massive result for Leeds if they beat Forest. We'll update you on the league table in a minute, but Brighton are going to get the points. I don't know who scored yet. That's a big... I mean, Bournemouth have been doing quite well recently, but that's a fantastic result for Brighton. And Siska and Cheese... I don't know how you pronounce that. Julio has scored. In relation to the league table and how it looks at the moment... You'll see it going round, but Brighton would go to 6th. Well, they stay in 6th. Brighton would go to 4 points behind Manchester United with the same amount of games played. It's a stretch that Brighton could get top 4. Fabinho should be off. That's a second yellow. I fucking believe it. I can't believe what I've just seen. How is that not a second yellow? It's ridiculous. Mark, chances for top 4 if we lose to Brentford. I think we'll be all right, Avan, but we've got to win tomorrow. Which top team are best at counter-attack, says Umzil. Probably Arsenal. Apparently Leicester have got a penalty. If they have, that's massive because they're down to 10 men. Any possibility of a live show while United are on tour here in the States, says Dimitri. We're looking at it. No penalty for Leicester. VAR said no. Cobra Kai season 6 will be the last season, says VK. It's not out for a while though, is it? I don't know how Fabinho didn't get a second yellow there. Ridiculous. The inconsistency of refereeing just pisses me off, but what can you do? Yeah, I was looking at the bottom of the table. That's what I was looking at. So Brighton solidifying their place in the race for, I suppose, 6th at the moment. But Aston Villa are hunting them down. Aston Villa have got 44 points. They've shot up the league, Aston Villa. They've played a lot more games than anyone else. Bournemouth in the bottom 3 again. Forest basically in the bottom 3, joint with Bournemouth, Leicester and Southampton, and then Leeds, massive win for Leeds, puts them to 29 points. Not out of danger, but you know, moving away a little bit. It's over for Leeds. They've beaten Forest. Good win for them. They needed to win that game. Very small, but Chilwell didn't look at Mudryk when he came on, says Alan Kenny. Hi Mark, saw you live in London, says Jack, last week. Really appreciate you staying at the end and saying hello to us. You're a legend and I love your content. Thank you very much, Jack, and thank you very much for coming. Loved it. Mark, isn't this match just painful to watch, says GB? Yeah, but we always make these games interesting to watch because we start talking about other stuff. But it's not been great tonight. It's been a bit of a shit show. I think we can all agree with that. And there's certainly no match reaction coming in from me unless somebody wins it, because it's been poor. And I don't need to do a match reaction telling you that Chelsea can't hit the ocean from a boat. But here's Liverpool. Could be a late winner. We spoke about it. And they've still got it. Still got it. Still pushing. I lost my chat. There we go. Let's get back in. There we go. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. I haven't really said that enough, but we're on the road to 1 million subscribers with this channel, which would be fantastic. We've got some really exciting new content coming up over the next weeks and months as well. So get involved as we expand in general football content. Would you watch a tree grow or knee grow, says United We Stand. And you can get blocked for that. I know exactly what you're trying to do. And we've also got have to start pressing then, says Renate, and Chelsea to win to final finish of Liverpool's 4th place, says Aspirations. Well, here's Mudryk coming down the wing. Wins a corner. 8 minutes to go. And you always complain how boring Spurs are, but these clubs are worse, says Got Point. I really did think that Chelsea would have won this tonight. I predicted that Liverpool wouldn't win it, but nothing happens with the corner. As a Liverpool supporter, these two have to be the two most boring in the league. I'm really pissed off with that chat. Really pissed off with it. I just can't believe that people like this exist in the world. But you know what can I say? I'm never surprised by the vile nature of some people who think that but basically being racist is funny. Nothing I can say. Felix is wasted at Chelsea, says Umzil. Chelsea needs a striker, says the Golden Boy. Do you think Felix would have been the answer to Man United's number 9? I mean, look, João Felix over Weghorst. I know he misses a lot of chances, but that would be the negative. ZK, you're blocked. What a shockingly boring match as AA. I almost feel like apologising for it, but obviously it's not our fault. We've had a good chat about chocolate bars and adverts, and it's a good job we did, because I almost feel sorry for Chelsea players, you know. If you're like Reece James and Enzo Fernandez, Koulibaly, Cucurella, Fofana, Kovacic, although he's missed a few, you know, you've done your job. I mean, it's very easy to sort of blame the individual, isn't it? It's very hard. It's very easy to blame the collective. But as I say, if you look at Chelsea defensively this season, they've conceded less goals than everybody else in the top 9, apart from Newcastle, Arsenal, and Man City. So defensively, they've done their job. They just need somebody to put the ball in the back of the net, and it's cost them all season. So frustrating. It takes the exact same amount of energy to be negative as it does positive. If only people made the effort to do the latter, says Rob. And thoughts on Villa under Emery? They're 7th now, says HH Gaming. I mean, he's a very good coach. I put my hands up. I didn't think it would work. But, yeah, it's amazingly consistent, and you know, you look at the job that Gerrard did, and he's not had a transfer window. I don't remember if Villa brought anybody in January. It's exceptional what he's done. Sterling's offside. 4 minutes to go. On the poll, who would you sell if you had to, De Bruyne or Haaland? 57% of you would sell Haaland if you had to over De Bruyne. Interesting. Why is Aubameyang neglected? Surely he can finish one chance, says Sohan. Look, I think the fact that Potter wouldn't go anywhere near him and the interim won't go anywhere near him sort of says a lot about him, doesn't it? Alan Kenny says, since Liverpool won 7-0, they've lost 1-0, 4-1, and they're not scoring now in the league. United drew 0-0 and lost 2-0. That result has been terrible for both clubs. What a shit ball that is by Conor Gallagher. 87 minutes. Is there to be a late winner? Not with a cross like that. Sadiq says, I would gladly take Fofana at United. Final results in the other games: 2-1 to Aston Villa, 2-1 to Leeds 2-1 to Villa at Leicester, 2-1 for Leeds at home to Forest, and 2-0 to Brighton away to Bournemouth. Again, I think Brighton really should have had another 5 or 6 points over the last month where they've drawn games. What a season they're having. Paula says they can't blame more Boo Potter today. Umzil says, you know, I play for them semi-pro. Our manager tells us to play like Chelsea's Mourinho. Boring, says Umzi. This game's been so bad, it's giving me backache. Well, I think it's going to end up 0-0 now. I mean, what does that? I mean, it's not our job to reason why, is it? I don't know what the Liverpool plan was today. You know, you need to win. No, never really looked like it. Chelsea, well, the less said the better, really, on their finishing. It's been dreadful. They may, in some ways, they may as well have just not turned up and said, "Shall we just take a point each?" 5 minutes of added time. Well, I think the way Chelsea are playing at the moment, they didn't score against Villa, did they, either? I mean, they just can't score. As I say, how you can spend all that money and not buy a striker, absolutely ridiculous. As for Liverpool, it's been a season to forget for both of them. Can Liverpool still get top four? I always said they would. But you can't get top four if you're not winning games. They got Arsenal on Sunday, which we'll do a watch-along for. I think Arsenal will beat them because I think they're better than them. What do you think of Spurs bottling it, says Abba. Well, it didn't surprise me. It's a great result for Everton, though. I mean, I didn't watch it. I watched it when it was. I watched bits of it, but then when Decore got sent off, I was like, well, I'm not watching this anymore. When Spurs go 1-0 up against 10 men, the best form of a defence is attack. You know, when 10 men are getting relegated, they're gonna don't sit deep. Like, the whole point about playing against 10 men is you've got to, make it hard for them, use the space. Rob says, do you think Havertz drinks pre-match? Also love it at Sally, says Rob. There you go. Yeah, live tomorrow night on the United stand against Brentford, Manchester United. Massive game, that. I mean, who's playing tomorrow, actually? I presume Man City are playing tomorrow. Still 3 minutes to go here. It could be 3 hours to go. I don't think either of them would score. So, no, Man City aren't playing tomorrow. It's Man United against Brentford and West Ham against Newcastle. I don't know why Man City aren't playing, because they have got a game in hand on... Oh, no. I don't know why Man City aren't playing midweek. One of the worst games of the season, says Shane. Yeah, West Ham, Newcastle tomorrow. I'd fancy Newcastle to win that, the way they're playing at the moment. Although West Ham won at the weekend, if they could get something against Newcastle, it just takes you away, doesn't it? Take me to church. Yeah, thanks everyone who subscribed. I don't know what we're on numbers-wise, but I'll have a quick look. Closing in on 933,000. We're only about 300 away. So thanks everyone who subscribed tonight. Get involved with the channel. On road to million. Have you seen The Walking Dead? I used to like The Walking Dead. I just got bored of it. And Enzo Fernandez shoots over the bar. Will Villa get top 4? No. No. They're a difficult team to play at the moment, though. Mid-table matters, says PJ. It is mid-table matters. There's a lot of work for both of these teams to do. I suppose different amounts of work. Liverpool... It's all about whether Klopp wants to stay and do the work. Chelsea, it's about who's going to come in and do the work. I was expecting to do a match reaction after this. I was expected to say, thanks everyone for watching. I'm going to put a match reaction up. I'm absolutely not going to put a match reaction up. That would be the waste of everybody's time. I think everyone just needs to go and... If it's the daytime, get out there and do stuff. Go for a run or a walk. If it's nighttime, go and watch something decent on the telly, because we'll never get those 2 hours back. Thank you very much for spending it with me. I've really enjoyed the Easter egg chats and everything. Thanks everyone for watching, and we will be back tomorrow night on the United stand with Man United versus Brentford if you want to join me for that. And no doubt we'll have some content for you on That's Football as well. But that was god-awful crap. Absolute shite. And look, I suppose the one takeaway is you can't blame it on Potter. That team can't score. You know, maybe Potter did need to go. Maybe Tuchel needed to go. But the reality is you've got to start looking at the owner and saying that's, you know, when does it not become a joke to Chelsea fans that you create the chances but you can't score because you didn't buy a striker? Absolutely incredible. ridiculous. And it's not like you don't create good chances. As for Liverpool, I don't think they showed enough ambition tonight, and I don't know why. Weird game. Thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like on the video and make sure you subscribe. I'll speak to you all in a bit.